A buck swope joint.
If you're looking at some of the guys who have been the core of this group in this run of success over the last 5 seasons, in particular, such as Holiday, such as Molina, and Wainwright, although he wouldn't be a part of it, do they feel like they need to make the move to try and maximize the return on those guys before the decline would set in?
Well, look at 2011. Yes, they make the Rasmus deal. It's a transformative move. They win the World Series. Mo was prepared to walk away from that season. He was prepared to say this team does not have what it takes to get done. It took a come-to-Jesus meeting that Tony La Russa basically was the catalyst for, to get in front of DeWitt and saying, you make a move, you get me this, I think we're still a live team. And I'm not saying Mo fought him on it, but Mo was kind of a passenger on that conversation. And the sell job was to DeWitt, give us a shot, we can do it. They did it. If you remember, the team still languished for a while after they made those trades. Yeah. And Tony basically had to go to Carpenter and say, call a clubhouse meeting, appeal to these guys' pride. I see this team trending toward a 500 finish. They have the meeting. Coincidentally, things turn on its head. The Atlanta Braves choke, and the rest is history. But, that was Albert Pujols' last season. And yet Mo, I think, was ready to say, I'm just not ready to invest. I'm not ready to move all in on this season with what, I've seen for 4.5 months. But they changed it. They traded Rasmus, and it worked out. But again, if I ever write a book, it'll be about that season, because there's just so much in there, so much dynamic, so many personalities, and ultimately this decision that was hardly unanimous and hardly one that realized instant return, that became transformative. And I've always said, Tim, Jay, what happens if on the last day of the 2011 season, the Cardinals lose and the Braves win? Yep. Braves go to the playoffs, Cardinals don't. Tony walks away, Dunk walks away, Albert walks away. There's suddenly a crisis within this organization for an identity, because at that point they would have only made the playoffs one of the last 5 years. Right. But no, they pull it off. They win the World Series, this incredible thing we'll probably never see again, and it sets them on a course from which they've never deviated since. But if they lose that, who knows? Maybe they feel they have to keep Pujols at that point, because there's this identity crisis within the organization, and people are pissed because they've missed the playoffs 4 times in 5 years, and they can't get away from Albert. I just think that stretch run may be the most pivotal series of events in this franchise during the DeWitt ownership. I mean, that includes the McGuire acquisition, because I think they go a different path if they don't make the playoffs in 2011.